Hey, it's been such a long time since I have made a Grandma from Pambula YouTube for you. Oh, I hope you're excited to see me again. I'm so excited to read a story for you. It's been very busy here in Pambula. Pappy and I have got a new puppy and she has been keeping us very, very busy. I haven't really had a lot of time because I have to take her out to do her wee and teach her how to be toilet trained and give her lots of love and cuddles. She's downstairs with Pappy right now, but one day soon I'll make a little video where you can see her too. I have missed you very much. In Pambula, we've had so much rain. It's been raining. And yesterday, in the afternoon, the rain stopped. And today the sun is shining and it's beautiful. And I am so happy. When it was raining, I was getting a bit bored because we couldn't go outside. We couldn't walk little Daisy May, our puppy. And I was getting just a bit tired of the grey and drizzly weather. And I had to keep thinking about how happy the rain makes all the farmers and how green and lush all the paddocks are. So even though I was stuck inside with a very grumpy dog, little puppy who didn't get her walks, the farmers and all the farm animals were really happy. So that was a good thing. How are you? I hope you're well. I can't wait to see you and touch you and cuddle you. Today, I'm reading what Zola did on Thursday. It's been a long wait between what Zola did on Wednesday and what Zola did on Thursday, hasn't it? What Zola did on Thursday. Chapter 1. Zola Angelica lives with her mum and her nonna Rosa. They live in a little house, in a little street, in a little suburb, in the middle of a big city. Zola would be the first to say that she's a very lucky girl. Who else gets to live behind their cousin Alessandro and next door to friends like Omar and Bianca in number 10 and Leo in number 14? It's how she teaches Alessandro to count by twos. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. They count together on the way to school each morning because all the street numbers jump by twos down the houses. Do they do that where you live too? Zola spends most afternoon with her friends, except for when she has music practice. Maybe you've heard her play the trombone. She already knows the F note and the E note and the D note. This is what her music book looks like. I know some kids who are playing the piano and even a flute. Zola's dog Monty loves the sound of the trombone. Sometimes when she's playing a long note, Monty howls along with it. Zola's mum says that she can't tell the difference between the trombone's first position and Monty's singing. Some days Zola isn't quite sure that the rest of her family enjoys her playing as much as she and Monty enjoy it. Oh, look, there they are. She's playing a trombone and Monty's making howling noises. I wonder if my Miss Daisy May would do the same thing. I wonder if Bodie or even Clover would do it. Nonna Rosa seems to choose trombone time to do the grocery shopping. Even Mummy shuts the door of her study. "I'm just on a call, Zola. Let me know when you're finished," says Mummy. Zola has just discovered that her friends also play a musical instrument. What a good way to keep out of trouble, isn't it? Do you think they'll stay out of trouble? I wonder. Thursday afternoon is trombone practice time for Zola. Her mum and Nonna suggest that perhaps using the veranda in the backyard is a good idea. Leo is out on his balcony enjoying the music. "That sounds fantastic, Zola," he says, looking down at her play. "Do you want to hear me play my violin?" "Of course," said Zola. Leo places the violin under his chin and plays. On the other side of Zola's fence, Omar is playing his trumpet. There is so much music in the air. It sounds wonderful. and it seems as if all the animals in the neighbourhood are loving the sounds. High notes, low notes, dog notes, bird notes. Even Omar's cat Tim Tam joins in. There he is playing the violin. Oh, look at all the music notes flying over the houses. I wonder what puppy that is, or is that a pussycat out the front of the gate? It's a dog. Looks like Monty. But there is one neighbour who does not agree. Mr. Walton, who lives behind Omar and next door to Alessandro. He doesn't like the sound of many things. "Play in tune," he shouts over the fence. Perhaps you've seen Mr. Walton go for a walk every morning. It's not really a walk, it's a march. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's Mr. Walton marching off on his morning walk. Most days he marches past Zola and Alessandro on their way to school. He doesn't even stop to say hello to Nonna. Rosa, who says, "Buongiorno, Signor Walton." "How rude," Zola says to Alessandro when they're in Alessandro's backyard. Mr. Walton is always calling out over the fence. His voice is always gruff and grisly. "Enough," he says when Alessandro's dog Gigi barks too much. Gigi barks back. "Ruff." I don't think yelling at a dog makes it stop barking. One time when Zola and Alessandro were playing with the hose, it accidentally, on purpose, went into Mr. Walton's backyard. "Stop wasting water, you two. Haven't you heard there's a drought?" His voice always sounds scratchy, like the sandpaper Zola's mum used on the wall before she painted the house. But today in her backyard, Zola does not care. No one is going to stop her playing the trombone. Not even the meanest person in the neighbourhood. At school, Mrs. Divis makes a special announcement to 2B. Last week, the council approved our suggestion for a St. Odo's fete later this year. There's a buzzing sound of delight in the room. That's Miss Divis in school. Have you got a nice teacher in your schools? Even more exciting is that I've been chosen to be in charge of the fete committee. Miss Divis sounds very proud. We've already sent out information to your parents, so make sure you speak to them about it tonight. Hands shoot up one after the other. "Can we have pony rides?" Amelia asks. "And turtle races," Sonia says. "What about food and toy stalls?" Alyssa says. "Miss Divis, do you think my father can bring his gelato cart?" Antonio asks. "Yes," says Grandma from Bambula, because she would love gelato. I love ice cream and gelato. But best of all is when Miss Divis announces the music performances. At the St. Odo's fete, we will have a talent quest. Zola can't believe what she's hearing. This will be her chance to play the trombone in front of everyone. Of course, it will be open to other schools in the area as well, Miss Divis says. There, she's putting the sign up about the talent quest. Zola's very excited. So if you're interested, make sure your parents or guardians go online tonight and register. There will be limited places. After school that day, Nonna Rosa plants sunflower seeds in Alessandro's front yard, while Zola and Alessandro are tossing a ball. When Zola throws it too high, the ball goes way over Alessandro's head. It ends up in Mr. Walton's front yard. Nonna gives Zola and Alessandro permission to retrieve it, and they run next door. But just as Zola grabs the ball, she has a fun idea. She sneaks up to Mr. Walton's front door. She rings the doorbell, and she quickly runs away, hiding behind a small bushy tree with Alessandro. Uh-oh, I don't think Mr. Walton's going to like that. Have you ever had grumpy neighbours? Look at them. Can you see them? Can you find them hiding behind a bush? I wonder if Mr. Walton will be able to see them. I bet he guesses who did it. They can't help giggling when Mr. Walton opens the door. "I am not amused," he says in a gruff voice. Zola and Alessandro wait until he goes back inside before they run back to Nonna. She hadn't noticed a thing, had she? Later that night at the dinner table, Zola's mum is not happy. "I heard something today that really disappointed me," she says. I went to speak to Mr. Walton. Was he rude to you? Zola asked. No, but I think somebody was rude to him. Both Nonna Rosa and Mummy are looking at Zola. She doesn't look up from moving the broccoli around her plate. Zola makes sure she helps Mummy with the dishes that night. Could you look at the information that Miss Stivers sent you today? Zola asks. It's about something very special. But Mummy shakes her head. You'll have to wait, Zola, Mummy says. In the meantime, perhaps you can think about how important it is to be kind. Oof. St Odo's Community Talent Quest applicants. There's a sheet with all the people who've signed up to do it. I can't see Zola's name. There's Art and Zara, Giovanni, Victoria, Rose, Addison, Georgia, Ariana, Matilda, Lucas and Tobias. I can't see Zola's name there. On Friday, Zola explains to Miss Stivers that her mum didn't put Zola's name down for the music competition. I'm so sorry, Zola. We had so many children responding that there are no more spots for any solo performances. What does solo performance mean, Miss Stivers? It means someone who performs on their own, Miss Stivers says, but if you have a band, there are a couple of openings left for a group performance. Zola's trombone makes long, sad music that afternoon. When Monty tries to join in, he can't hit notes that deep. Disappointed, he lies in his kennel with his head on the ground. Alessandro comes over later and tries to cheer Zola up. In kindergarten, he's learning the recorder. I'm going to play Waltzing Matilda for the people in the nursing home, he says. A solo? She asks. No, as a group. Suddenly Zola hears music all around her. Alessandro on the recorder, Leo on his violin, Omar on his trumpet. Even Bianca is singing. Her voice is strong and loud. It gives Zola the best idea. The fate is today. That night she sends out a secret... I don't think it is the fate today. I think that's just what's going on in her mind. Yes, because there are thought bubbles down the bottom. I got confused. What that means is Zola is thinking about the fate. That night, she sends out a secret signal to the others at the time they say goodnight to each other. Usually it's a swing of Zola and Alessandro's lanterns to the left and the right and the left again. Omar and Bianca then respond with their flashlights, once, twice, 3 times. Even Leo has joined in lately. His goodnight single is a secret whistle. Do-it, do-it. But tonight, Zola uses the emergency signal. Zola has to wait until the weekend to gather everyone in her backyard. She tells them about the competition. But we've never played music together, Leo says. Where are we going to practice? Omar asks. There they are. What are we going to call the band? Alessandro asks. Zola puts up a hand to stop all the questions. I'll work that out, seeing as I'm in charge. But I'm a year older than you, Zola. Shouldn't I be the band leader? Bianca says. I did come up with the idea, Zola says. They all can't seem to agree, so Omar suggests that no one is in charge. Next on the list is the piece of music they'll play. Waltzing Matilda, says Alessandro. Star Wars, says Leo. It has to be something I can sing, Bianca reminds them. They all can't seem to agree on that either. Next they try to find a place where they can practice. Omar suggests their garage, but when they take a look at it, everyone agrees it's not the right place. It's huge enough for a band to practice, but filled with all the boxes Omar's family hasn't unpacked since they moved in. It has their bikes and their scooters and their ping pong table and their beach umbrellas and their boogie boards. You see? Leo's mum, Justine, suggests his playroom. It's certainly big enough for them to play in, but what about their musical instruments and their stands? I don't think we'll all fit, Leo says, shaking his head. They follow him out, but something catches Bianca's attention. What's that, she asks, pointing. It's a didgeridoo, Leo says. It was a present from my Uncle Darren when he visited from Darwin. Can you play it? Alessandro asks. Of course. I got to take it to school for Harmony Day. Can you see the didgeridoo? They're hard to play. I've tried. I can't play them. Because you've got to breathe in your nose and out your mouth and make it wobble. Oh, very tricky. My teacher asked me to do the Welcome to Country. In the kitchen, Leo's mum gives them popcorn and juice. The didgeridoo is the oldest instrument in the world, she tells them. This one was handed down by my father to my brother and now to Leo. I think it should be part of our band, Zola says. They're going to add a didgeridoo. Oh, he's very clever that he can play it. That afternoon, Zola organises their first rehearsal in her backyard under the eucalyptus tree. It looks like there's about to be a storm, Alessandro says, studying the dark clouds in the sky. Aww. They're all ready to go. Look at them. But Zola is determined that practice will go ahead. She has asked the other band members to bring their instruments and their musical stands. Zola hands out pages of music that her mum printed for her. But we still haven't chosen a song, Alessandro says. He's also brought Gigi along, which makes Monty very happy. Puppies do love other puppies, don't they? I suppose everyone loves someone to play with. Suddenly, Tim Tam appears over the fence. She slinks along the top, her body low and her tail fluffed out like Zola's hair when it goes frizzy. The cat makes Monty very nervous and Gigi very excited. Gigi's determined to get closer to Tim Tam and puts her front paws on Alessandro's lap at the exact moment that Alessandro is trying to pin the music to his stand. Tim Tam does not want to be left out and leaps onto Bianca, who stumbles suddenly, and all the music stands are tumbling over, pages flying everywhere. A great gust of wind comes, and as much as she tries, Zola can't catch the music. Gigi races after Tim Tam, who's determined not to be caught. What a disaster, Zola says, and for once, everyone agrees. Ooh. Oh no, their outdoor music rehearsal is not going very well. On Sunday morning, Zola goes with Nonna Rosa to buy apples and strawberries at the farmer's market. As they approach the first stall, she hears music. Someone is playing the trombone. Oh, the market looks nice. I wonder if it's like the market you get to go to. Zola has to admit that it sounds much better than the way she plays. For a moment, she even recognises a note or two. She looks up at Nonna Rosa, who has a smile on her face. Nonna opens her purse and gives Zola a $1 coin. Zola runs ahead and puts the coin into the trombone case that sits open in front of the man playing. The dollar makes a ting sound as it hits all the other coins. The music stops and she hears someone say, "Thank you, Zola." Zola looks up. "You're well." She gets a big surprise. I wonder who that is. Zola looks up. She's so surprised to see who it is. It's Mr. Walton. "Did you like my playing?" he asks, his voice sounding gruff as usual, but his eyes are kind. They are smiling. Zola feels her face go red, wishing she had been nicer to Mr. Walton. What if he isn't angry each time he calls out to them over Alessandro and Zola's fence? She doesn't know what to say. Later, as they walk home, Zola chomps on an apple and Nonna sips coffee out of her cup. A reusable cup. That's good for the environment. "Mr. Walton and your Nonna were friends," she tells Zola. "But not always. When we first moved in, they would argue all the time. 'Your dog is ruining my fence. Your tree is ruining my garden.' But one day, Nonna went to the market and bought 2 olive trees. One for our house and one for Mr. Walton. No more fighting," Nonna said. "And every Sunday morning, we would come here to listen to Mr. Walton play his music. Nonna said there was something magical about music in the streets." Oh, that's lovely. That was when Nonna was still alive. On their way home from school on Monday, Mummy and Zola and Monty pass Mr. Walton's house. "Can you hold the leash?" Zola asks. She opens the front gate quietly and walks to the front door. Zola notices the tree that she hid behind last week. It's exactly the same as the one in her backyard. It's an olive tree. Zola rings the doorbell, but this time she doesn't run away. Instead, she waits for the door to open. Mr. Walton, I'm trying to put a band together for the St. Odo's fete. Could you be our conductor? I wonder what he will say. Maybe he just has a gruff, sandpapery voice, but it's not that he's really grumpy at all. Mr. Walton smiles. I'd love to, Zola, he says, his voice gruff but warm. Guess what? Zola and the Boomerang Street Band do on Thursday afternoon. They rehearse for the St. Odo's fete. Omar's dad has cleared a space in their garage, so at least they don't have to worry about storms. Mr. Walton has rules. No dogs, no cats, no silliness. But they are still allowed to have some fun. There he is, conducting them, helping them. I wonder if he helps them to make some lovely music. Music is for joy, he says. It's what an old friend of mine used to tell me. He winks at Zola. She knows that he is talking about her nonno, Nino. Oh, and that's the end of the story. And then there's the little tips. Did you know that you can plant sunflower seeds just like Nonna Rosa? Find a garden bed in a nice sunny spot. I think you guys all have done this before because I have seen sunflowers growing big and tall and beautifully yellow in each of your gardens. Find a garden bed in a nice sunny spot and have fun digging compost into the soil with your family and friends. Plant your sunflower seeds with plenty of space between them. Sunflowers grow to be very tall. Make sure you add some mulch afterwards. Water them regularly and watch them grow. Sunflowers attract butterflies, birds and bees to your garden, which pollinate plants and ensure that everything is healthy. After the sunflowers have flowered and their seeds have dried, save the seeds and plant them next year. Native birds will enjoy snacking on the seeds too. Did you know that bees play a very important part in helping us grow food? Can you find out more about bees? Do you know more about bees? Oh, there's Zola and her nonna. It's like a grandma having a cuddle. That's so lovely. Well, that's what Zola did on Thursday. She joined a band with the grumpy neighbour who turned out to be nice, and he helped them. I wonder if they performed at the fete. It doesn't say, but I hope they did, and I hope they really enjoyed themselves and had so much fun. Well, Grandma from Pambula has loved reading you this story, and maybe she'll be back soon with another one. But for now, I just want to say how much I love you. I love you all so much. I love you, I love you, and I love you. Mwah!